guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. I'm so happy to have you. My name is Rose and today we are going over the products that we need in that Sephora sale. Oh my goodness, there's so much here. I actually have on this palette and I did my first tutorial with the Natasha Denona Biba palette and I made it all messy. Oh my God, out of control. All right, if you guys want to see how I get this look and what you need in that Sephora sale, then just keep watching. All right guys, let's get started. The first thing that I'm going to recommend for this sale is this bad boy right here. I just had the chance to kind of play with it last night, but let's do a look. Look at this. Oh my gosh. So this is the Natasha Denona. It's called the All Neutral Biba palette.
Let me see the front.
No, let's look at the inside longer.
Let me see the front.
Okay, we gotta see the front. It's so pretty. Ooh, it's so pretty. Her packaging is amazing. It's like absolutely amazing. I'm gonna start with this really pretty, warm, delicious shade here. It's called Prairie. Let me set this down before I drop it and I cry a little. I'm using a Smith 235 and I'm just sweeping it into the crease. I am blown away with how smooth these shadows are. Look at this. This is just one shadow and then I'll focus it deeper in the crease. And then we'll start to, I kind of just wipe it on a dry paper towel. And then I'll just do some small circular motions. I just moved too much, I'm sorry. I'll just do some small circular motions and just start to blend this upwards towards the brow bone. Still using the same brush, I'm gonna go into the shade here called Rayon and we're just going to deepen the crease up a little bit more. I'm thinking we're gonna try out this black eyeshadow in here too. But for right now, we're just gonna keep creating a little dimension. And then I'm gonna start to kind of feather it out over this way. Now we're gonna get super spicy and go into this shade right here called Spot. Why I have to yell it, I don't know. Still using that exact same brush, you guys. And I'm gonna take this through here, bring it out, and through here, and kind of start to create a really exaggerated shadowing. We have a lot of technical work to do here, so this is gonna take me a second. Or we're just gonna like a wild woman mess, but I mean, most days I do, but that's not the look we're going for. So we're just gonna take our time and kind of create a wing out this way. And then we'll grab a fluffier brush and start to diffuse. So the next thing that you guys need to get at the Sephora sale are these Mercier Caviar Eye Stick colors. This is the shade Smoke, but the ones I recommend you get are Smoke, Fog, and Intense Moonlight. They're my ride or dies. I use them all the time, so they're very easy to work with, and we're about to do a really fun technique that I've been doing, and it's just gonna make our eyeshadow really pop. So I just go all over the lid and just fill in the blank space. I'm not gonna bring it over here. I'm not even gonna worry about that because it's already dark enough, but get ready for it. Are you ready? Let me get my brush. So I'm going into the shade here called Shine. I'm just gonna use my finger at first, and I'm just gonna tap this on top. So the reason I use the black is it just gives it a different effect. It's something different, it shines through different, it changes the whole vibe of it. And we're just gonna make sure we cover all of the black to about right there. We'll keep it deeper on the outer part of the shadow wing. For right now, let's just layer that. Look at that, it's so cool. I love it. And then I'm gonna go ahead and pick up my Sigma E57. I'm gonna put this palette down because y'all, I can't be holding this palette all wild and just shaking it about. And I'm just gonna go ahead and go all the way up to where the black eyeshadow is. Or black eyeshadow stick. Another product I use on the daily that if it's on sale, we're gonna need it. This is the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in the shade Perversion. And all I'm gonna do is just kind of run it along here. And then we'll just lightly smoke this out with the black eyeshadow. Just to right there. And then I'll pick up my MAC 228. I'm going back into Spot, which is the black eyeshadow, and just running that along there. Just softening it, making sure our lashes have something to blend into. I highly suggest everyone go get this primer at the sale. It's my favorite. This is the OLEHENRIKSEN Banana Bright. I love this, and we're gonna use the eye cream as well. Just look how luminous it is. It's so beautiful. I love the way it smells too. It just looks so good, and foundation just lasts so well underneath. I mean, on top of this. So this, what I'm trying to say is this just does really well underneath. And I'm just using a brush. My brush is from Tarte. So if it's on the Sephora website, pick it up. But honestly, I only use it because it's easy to find it because it's blue. And I'm like, what? And then I see it and I'm like, okay, that's my primer brush. So just work this into the skin. Look how luminous and pretty we are. Oh, but it does dry down. So even if you have oily skin, I do think that this will work for you. It's just gonna give you a little bit of luminosity, especially since when you're oily, you tend to go towards very drying foundation. So this underneath like Estee Lauder Double Wear would be absolutely beautiful. So this one, and then the eye cream, and I just apply this with my fingers. No technique here, except for just always be very gentle underneath your eyes. And I swear by this underneath concealer. This makes concealer so much better. So pick up both of them for sure. I'm gonna be using my Beauty Blender foundation today, but if you're looking for a new foundation, these are my top 3, which will also be on sale. These are also on the pricey side, so come on sale. This is the Armani Luminous Silk foundation, and I use the shade number 7. And then this is what I used in my updated foundation routine. This is the LANCôME Tint Idole, and I'm the shade 215 Buff Neutral in this one, and it's just the perfect match. One of my favorite foundations of all time. And then the one that we're gonna be using today is the Beauty Blender Bounce Foundation, and I'm shade 3.45 in this. And honestly, this is just such a beautiful foundation. I've been using this in all my tutorials recently, and I'm just so impressed. I even love this. Oh, I love it. So I'm taking my Smith 151, and I've already just basically worked it in. Ben ran away during the blending process. He could have sworn it was raining. Was it raining?
Looks pretty rainy.
Did it rain?
I'm sure somewhere.
It didn't rain. My cameraman abandoned me for the weather. So here I am, buffing this in. Looks so good though. Not in Sephora, but my favorite concealer, my Kylie concealer in Gypsum, and then I'll grab Himalaya as well. Let me know if you guys like any concealers in Sephora, because there's one I like. It's a little too dark for me right now. It'll be better when it gets a little bit warmer and my face gets a little more tan. I will show it to you. It's the YSL. It's spicy expensive too. This is the All Hours concealer, and I use the shade 40 PB. Why can't we just name them something like Fluffy Vanilla Cat? Oh, maybe we'll try some of this today. It's very similar to the shade of Himalaya, just a little bit darker. So we'll mix these two up. We're throwing Ben for a loop right now. He's gonna have a conniption. He's like, what are you doing? It's not the red concealer. It's very similar to Himalaya though. It looks pretty good.
Is that what that sounds like?
Yeah, a little higher.
Tell me again.
A little higher, okay. I went ahead and put some here too. I mean, we're gonna be glammed, so we might as well get wild with it. And my LT, the Velvet Sponge. I heard this is gonna be back in stock. This isn't sold at Sephora, but I did hear it's gonna be back in stock soon. I do like this concealer a whole lot. I just have to mix it with a little bit lighter one right now. When I bought it, it was the end of summer. Y'all know that end of summer buying stuff, and then 1 month and you're like, who in the world was this tan? Because that's how fast it leaves me. It's like, whoosh, gone. Shed my skin quicker than a lizard. All right, now Sephora shoppers. This is a real nice powder. My friend Melissa, she told me about this and I said, whatever, Melissa. That's what I say to her. I don't know about that. And I got it and I'm obsessed. I actually got this during the Sephora sale. This is the Givenchy Prisme Libre, and I use the shade something rose. Voulez Rose. It's the pink one. And it's 4 different powders in here, and then they mix together in the top. And it's just the most beautiful, brightening, soft powder. I love the Kylie one, but let me tell y'all, this one is just a little softer, a little smoother, and it just makes your under eyes just look a little more snatched. It's the only word I can think of. So we're gonna go ahead and put it right underneath here. And I'm gonna leave it out because I'm gonna finish and I'm gonna blend with it as well. I always like to mix my translucent powder into my eyeshadow as well. It just always looks better. So we'll just put it there. I'm not gonna set the rest of the face because we have another bougie thing coming in hot, because that Sephora sale's coming and y'all are gonna wanna snatch it because that's when I got mine. Okay, I know it's really expensive, but it's probably one of the most beautiful contour shades I have seen in my entire existence. Melissa had me get this too. She's a bad influence. But I did buy this when the sale happened last year, and I haven't even put a dent in it. And I use my Smith, look at this already. My Smith 157 brush. And remember, I didn't set here yet, so it's still nice and creamy, and you can blend it in. Notice how I'm tapping it and then blending it upwards. We're still gonna blend it in with our blender, but this brush just gives us a really nice placement. And then I'm gonna put some here. It's my favorite place. And then make sure you really push it into your hair. You'd be surprised the difference. I mean, there's just nothing like this contour. I don't even like to cream contour anymore. And then I started using this one and I'm like, what was I doing? Why was I not cream contouring? Oh, because I didn't have this. And again, I bought this on sale too. I know. Whew, it all adds up. But you guys are definitely gonna wanna try this. So this is definitely on the tippity top of my suggestions for the Sephora sale. All right guys, I just added the Urban Decay Perversion to the waterline, and then I just mimicked exactly what was in our crease. I'm going back into that very first shade we used, Prairie, and this is a MAC 242S, and I'm just really smoking this out down here. You don't have to do it this intense, but if I'm going in, I'm going in. And then I kind of soften this because I'm just not into that super harsh edge there. And then I'll just use circular motions, just connect it, blend it. Just gotta do some detail work. It's one of the reasons I love the 242S. It's flat and you can just kind of do whatever you need it to do. Another thing that if you have a chance, get this in the sale. I know this is a lot, obviously pick and choose. I know how it is. Girl, I know how it is. But this palette is so beautiful. This is the Natasha Denona Bloom palette. These two are creams, these two are powders. I'm gonna use the entire palette. It's gonna just blow your mind. So I go in here, dry beauty blender. Also pick up one of these in the sale. I mean, you might as well. I go on the back of my hand, tap off any excess. This is what the back of your hand's gonna look like. I know, wild. And then I kind of just start here and I work it in. I like to use a dry beauty blender for this. I just feel like it just makes sure that nothing separates. Even though I haven't set here, sometimes when you start adding cream products, it will want to separate. But if you keep your beauty blender dry and you don't set your face, you're not gonna have an issue. Look at that, it just looks perfect. So back in, I do 2 taps, then I tap it all on the back of my hand, and then I'll go here. And then I'm also gonna pick up whatever's left on the back of my hand and go across here where the sun would naturally hit, across here, and across the chin. Now I went into the cream highlighter, which is this one right here. Ben can't believe it. He questioned. I like to layer this on. It's very subtle, but then it's meant for layering, which is just gonna add dimension. So we're gonna grab the powders as soon as we're done here. Look how pretty that is already. The light just hits it and it just looks real. It doesn't look aggressive and Tin Man-y. And then just the normal spots that we highlight. Still a dry beauty blender for this as well. And I love to do cream highlighters on my forehead because I feel like anything else just adds texture here and I don't like it. Don't like it. No, go away. Perfect. Okay, next up, let's set the rest of the face with our powder. Next up, we're gonna use this powder right here. This is the JOUER Soft Focus Hydrate and Set Powder. I'm obsessed with this powder. I'm just gonna use a big fluffy brush and I'm just going to lightly set where we bronzed. Sides of the nose, we're already set underneath our eyes, don't worry about that. I'm not really gonna set where we did the blush and the highlighter. I will set through here and I'll set in the hairline. These are so amazing. These are brand new to Sephora as well. These are the Too Faced Cream Whip eyeshadows. What was the exact name? Yeah, Crystal Whips Shimmering Eyeshadow Veil. This is the shade Pop the Bubbly. Look at this. I didn't want to do too white of an inner corner for this and just keep all these beautiful gold tones. I am obsessed. And this matches this look perfectly. Just gonna throw it on like that, and then I'm gonna grab my MAC 228, which I just had, and I continue to lose. Okay, I found it, but now I'm out of focus. Oh, man. And now I'm just gonna take my MAC 228 and just kind of soften the edges. Next up, I have not been using this as a setting spray, but I basically just use it as a dewy spray to make sure it gets rid of any over powdering, and it just brings a lot of life back to the skin. I would think of it as MAC Fix Plus, but way better. So I still use my JOUER Cosmetics Slay All Day setting spray. I have to have that. That's my setting spray. That's the only thing that holds my makeup in place. But this is just a let's bring life back to the skin spray, but like the best one that I've ever used. So this is the Anastasia Dewy Set, which you're gonna be able to get in the Sephora sale. I try to not focus it down the center of the face. And then I need my fan, because it makes me spicy. And then we'll finish up and add the highlighter part from the Natasha Denona Bloom palette. We're gonna finish off the skin. This is the blush topper that goes on top. All about radiance with this look. All about that. Just tap. I've kind of stopped dragging my makeup brushes, by the way. I always just tap. And then I'll grab my MAC 240S, totally out of focus. That was a nightmare. We're gonna go into this shade. Are we in focus? Right here. And this is our actual highlighter, and then we're just gonna pop it right here. Look at that. We were glowing before. Now we're gleaming. Oh, but it's so pretty. Like, it's just such a nice warm shade. And when I turn my face, it doesn't look like there's a bruise there. And you can even use your fingers to tap it in, because we're not too set with our powder. Do you guys know how sometimes when you highlight, and you highlight from the side and it looks so good? Who did this? I did this. Yeah. Anyways, as I was saying, when you highlight from the side, this hair is not gonna give up. He's like, no, I'm the star. Mom's chuckling. He's legit like, this is my time to shine. Not for long, Mr. Hair. Okay, there you go. But you know how there's a bruise there? Like, it looks like it's been bruised, like when you turn this way and you look straight on. This highlighter never looks like that. Obviously, we're gonna go really light with it, but it just matches the skin so beautifully. It looks like skin, and it just never gives me that glare here. Do you get what I'm saying, Ben? You know how when you look straight on, you can kind of see how it's not reflecting light, so it looks flat and weird. And then if you turn to the side, it's pretty, but this one's pretty from every angle. There, I made sense after I battled that hair. I'm gonna use this Mercier Long Wear Lip Liner in the shade Hazelnut Tea. Just kind of get a rough line. Just get us a rough line with this. And you guys know I just like to do this first, and then we'll use our lipstick, and then we'll come back for the lip liner. I am obsessed with these. These are the Too Faced Peach Puff Diffuse Matte Lip Color. This is the shade You Wish. I love them. They have like the most interesting texture I've seen in a lipstick in a very long time. It's almost like a matte marshmallow. We'll go back to our liner and just kind of push it around. It will dry out and it won't move, but it honestly feels like a marshmallow, and it dries down to like a marshmallow. It looks so pretty on the lips. This lipstick shade is so pretty. It's so 90s. I love it, but I'm gonna top it with this. These are so bomb. There's 3 shades. These are the Kevin Aqua Glass Glow Lip. This is the shade Spectrum Bronze. I'm just gonna do the applicator. Just a little bit. Oh, it was delicious. The rose gold one is so beautiful too, but I tend to just go to this one. I've used this a bunch. It just makes your lips look so glassy. Delicious. Give it to me. All right, guys. This is the finished look, but I have a few more things, just a few things I wanted to recommend for the sale. Viseart palettes. These two are my most used palettes I think I have in my whole collection. Ben is saying yes. This one right here is called the Koi palette, and then this is the Editorial Brights, and neons are in like crazy right now. So this palette right here is a must, an absolute must. I think they're originally $80. So definitely pick these up in the sale. So good. The Koi palette has some of the most amazing colors, like this blue right here. Insanity. Viseart is one of my favorite brands and not talked about enough. Maybe because it's so expensive, but it's totally worth it. Another thing is the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. This is like a summertime Gym Jam wonderfulness. I love it so much. I use the shade number 4. I use this in my no makeup tutorial here on YouTube. So scroll down for that to see that in action. I was going to mention skincare in here, but I have so many skincare tutorials on my YouTube channel that are still like amazing and new. I actually have an updated daytime one, so that one's already out. So go to that to reference any skincare, because if you see it in that tutorial, it's probably inside Sephora and it's what I use on the daily, like Time in a Bottle. You guys, if it's on sale, go get you some Time in a Bottle. Just reference my last skincare tutorial. And then last but not least is this scent from Pinrose. It's the scent called Sun Saint. It smells like summertime. The spray is so pretty. Oh my God, I love it so much. This one's actually a little more on the affordable side. It's not one of the really expensive ones. So definitely, if you're gonna go in store, go smell this and pick this up. It's one of my ride or die favorites from Pinrose. So yeah, that's it. See, that wasn't so bad. 4,000 products later. But you guys, I think this is a really fun tutorial. We get to talk about the sale, what we're after. I want to know what you guys are getting in the sale, because I might not have it and I'm going to need it. But instead of just sitting here and like holding up products and being like, yeah, here it is, I just wanted to put them all on my face so you can see them in action and why I really do love them and why you guys definitely need to check them out during the Sephora sale. I hope you guys are liking these tutorials where I talk about things and try them on as I'm doing it. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you thumbs up on this video, and just know that I just love you all so much. You're the reason I do this. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye.